So, oom Riek, dit is Rian van Agri Technovation. Hy is die hoof senior landboukundige daar. Wat beteken hy weet nogal hoe om boere te help met hulle plantasies en landerye sodat hulle die beste opbrengs kan kry daaruit. So Rian, what is the first thing that you do when you meet a new farmer like Uncle Riek?
So the first thing Agri Technovation does when they get to a farm is to see if they can assist with general management in the orchard. We take all the soil samples, we do all the leaf samples, water samples, and from there we create a fertilizer program to, at the end of the day, get the yields that you want.
So Riek, from your perspective, what is it that you would want to know from somebody like Rian?
Well, first of all, we'd need to have a good look around the farm so he can see exactly where we are.
Yeah.
And then I would ask for everything that he's mentioned that helped me improve my yields.
Yeah.
Which is basically what we need all the time. Yeah.
So kom ons kyk byvoorbeeld na een aspek soos die vloer van hierdie plantasie. Wat is dit wat jy kan optel uit die klein loopie wat ons nou al hier gehad?
It's looking really, really nice. I think one thing with orchards, with most fruit crops, is that in South Africa we have a really limited amount of organics in our soil. And that helps with soil microlife, which we can also assist you with, being that we have a microlife center. So that keeps the soil alive, that helps make the nutrients available to the plants. And you can't improve if you can't measure it. No. And that's why we take the soil samples.
What is the time of in the season, in the cycle of a coffee plant that you would get involved in, or can you get involved at any time?
We'd like to get involved from the get-go to ensure that the soil requirements is correct for the optimum growth. So from vegetative growth, you have a bud initiation stage, flowering stage, and there's a bunch of manipulation that you can do to increase the flowering.
Riek, let's look at a specific plant and then we delve deeper into it. Take us to one that you'd like to have a look at.
Let's go and have a look up here.
You think this one perhaps?
Yes, this is an interesting tree.
Looks beautiful to me, you know, as a novice.
Yeah,
but
it's really good. It's full. We've had a good flowering, and we've had a number of good flowerings, and you can see that in that there's your first flowering, which is already ripe. All right, then there's a few more other flowerings where you can see the slightly smaller beans going to bigger, to bigger, to bigger, to ripe.
Yeah, so that's a lovely fruit set.
Yes.
I think one of the challenges that we do experience with coffee that makes it more labor intensive is the multiple flowerings.
Yes.
What we've seen is that if you add something like a potassium and a sulfur with a K2 perform and a seisme or something like that, then you get a more gradual, more even ripening of the fruit.
Oh, that would help.
Yes, and that would ease on the labor, it would ease on picking, management overall. I think it will help a lot.
Oh, that's great. I'd look forward to trying that. You see, the other problem that we come up with is like this leaf here.
I think your best shortages that you're going to pick up is with a leaf sample. We usually take healthy leaves, we send it away to a lab and it comes back. But as we follow a defined program, we know that what we're putting down, when we're putting it down, and we can actually see these symptoms coming down. I can see these symptoms are coming through on the older leaves.
Yes.
So sometimes it can be a nutritional deficiency. I know something like a coffee is very, very viable for something like rust, although this is a rust-free variety.
That's correct.
So that's all the type of things we should inspect and investigate.
Yeah.
I think with the fertilizer program going through, we can start managing that. We can see that with the leaf samples, the nitrogen in the leaves is sufficient to carry this crop, because you can see this is actually a very, very big crop.
Would you do that as a foliar spray, or would it be compost that you put down?
The best programs that we do see is definitely a combination of the two. So you do feed your main nutrients on the floor, okay? But we do stimulate the micronutrients as well as specific times, something like a potassium or a K2 perform that we do spray, which helps with ripening.
Right.
It's an interesting conversation, which is obviously a large conversation, but the thing about organic, does it mean the reason why you are not focusing on organic is because it's just more efficient not to do it?
Well, it all depends on your resources. But going organic, there's a lot of registration behind it. There's a lot of, if you go full organic, chemicals like herbicides, pesticides, fungicides, help with rust or with weeds can't be used, nor chemical fertilizer. But I think to have a combination between the two to keep your soil health, not killing off all your micronutrients, but still giving the tree what it needs for optimum yield is very sufficient, or is ideal.
I've found that you can run the two together, and the organic will continue to do what it has to do. We realized that to get that stamp is hugely expensive, and there's not, in the coffee world, a big leaning towards organic.
Right.
All right, mainly because we roast at very high temperature.
Yeah.
So any chemicals in there are going to get burnt off anyway. However, what we found is with pest control, if we're going to put too much chemicals there, it's going to kill all the little nunus that you need for that control.
Wel, baie dankie vir jou tyd. Dit was 'n inspirerende gesprek. Goed om jou te ontmoet.
Baie dankie. Thank you.
Thank you.